again. Wiseman with a good baseline cut. The pass by Houston wasn't there, but look at the follow.
My name is Kevin Whitted, and my journey with basketball began here in Wilmington, North Carolina.
He was always the smallest one on the court, but that didn't stop him. Demanded playtime with the bigger boys.
In time, he was dunking, and they were amazed. Of course, that was his start. And he kept right on going from there.
I spent my high school career at E.A. Laney High School, became the all-time leading scorer there, surpassing Michael Jordan in 1990.
I had a desire to be better, had a desire to win, and worked extremely hard at it. I think that was something that separated him from most people.
Well, coming out of high school, I was recruited by a number of universities. North Carolina, Tennessee, Wake Forest, North Carolina State, and Clemson. I went on to play college basketball at the University of Tennessee.
We received a lot of calls, opened a lot of letters. You know, youngsters, when they're being recruited, you know, his eyes big as a basketball, but I kept trying to keep him grounded.
That was like the shining moment.
I was just proud of him, and I knew he had dreams of moving on to higher levels, so we just celebrate with him.
Went on to play professional basketball in Europe for 5 years, and I spent some time back in the States as well, playing for the Dallas Mavericks.
He was a great shooter. He was a great competitor. Could jump out of the gym, so he did a lot of good things that you know that separated him from a lot of other players that I had.
You know, the pro experience was great for me. It taught me discipline, taught me about really milking the opportunity when you have it. The life of basketball is so short, but the game of life is for life, and you want to make sure that that you're gaining something while you're there. When I was in Europe playing, I found out that the skill development process kind of went away in America. Once the game went above the rim, we actually got away from skill development in terms of shooting, passing, dribbling, footwork. At that time, I started thinking about going into specialized training. Even though it wasn't popular at that time, I really felt like, wow, I've gained all this information from all these great coaches, and I'm playing against these great players every night. I'm learning so much. I want to just now give it to someone. I actually coached a 7th grade girls team. It actually spearheaded to me going into the AAU. I started working with the most elite girls in the state of Tennessee. From that point on, I went to Atlanta and I started my own company training athletes. And at that time, I was working with pro athletes. Dwight Howard, Josh Smith, all those guys working out at the Swanee Sports Academy. I was able to touch those guys, and I got an opportunity to coach at the pro level in the ABA, starting with the Atlanta Vision. After that year, I moved on and coached the Wilmington Sea Dogs here in North Carolina. But the whole time I had my mind set on the NBA Development League. I always felt like that was the place for me. I felt like that was the place that I was actually called to, because being a developmental coach, that was the place to develop players. And I got my first opportunity with the Fort Wayne Mad Ants last year. Now, I've reconnected with an old friend, D. Brown. We're going to that this year. This will be our first year coaching in Springfield for the Armor of the NBA Development League. This is a great opportunity for not only myself, but for the both of us to grow as coaches and to continue that process of developing players. And if we do that, we're doing our job. Well, here we are at 2601 Chair Road. This is where the game of basketball began for me, right here in this backyard. This is where I grew up. This basket is very important to myself and my family, because this is where we actually came out. This is where the dream began. This was a great place for me in terms of where I learned to dream, where I learned to fantasize about becoming a basketball player and becoming a pro.
Basketball taught him how to never ever give up on your dream. And no matter what you have to do, you do it to get to that dream.
Starting off in junior high, you have those dreams. I knew that Jordan went here. I knew that at the time Zach Herring went here. He was the last great player between Jordan and myself to go to Laney, and he was a great player. So I wanted to go past all those guys. That was my vision. So out here, this is where it began. This is where you had to make your name. This court is special to me and to a lot of kids. This is where it all began.
strive to be the best. And remember that you are only responsible for your greatness.
Me over there with the glove, and we were throwing the baseball right over there, right behind this grape harbor here. He threw it, and the first thing I tried to do was catch it like this. I'm sorry, I had a left hand, I had the glove on, and he told me you always catch a baseball like that. So I tried to do it, and it hit me right in the chest. From that moment on, he said, "Kevin, here, let's go over here, and let's shoot the ball a little bit." So he gave me the ball. After that, it was up to me.